Meeting to order. If you would, please join me in a flag salute. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Tonight we have Isaac Waltman, who is assistant pastor at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, is going to lead us in prayer.
Our dear Heavenly Father, we are very grateful to meet together tonight as our city council. We ask that thou please have a blessing on this council this evening, that we will be able to do all things in your name and for the glory to thee. And we ask that thou please bless our city here of Kingfisher to continue to be prosperous, and that the residents here will continue to find love one with another. We ask that thou please also bless our county and our state and our country, and that we might be able to be strong and prosperous. And these things we ask for in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Isaac. Roll call.
Kyle.
Here.
Jeff Cobalt.
Here.
Jeremy Hill.
Here.
Jeff Whitrock. Here. Daniel Rowe.
We have a quorum. First item on the agenda is item 2, the consent docket. Any questions, comments, concerns regarding that? Hearing none, do we have a motion?
Motion to approve consent docket. Second.
Thank you. This thing working tonight?
Yep, you're up.
Okay.
Just took me a little bit, sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Do I need to resend it?
It's show voting. Hold on. There it shows.
There we go. See if you can do it now.
I haven't had mine pop up yet.
I resend it. Try it now.
There it is. Oh, there we go. Got it.
Okay.
Good job.
Okay.
That motion is approved. Consent docket is approved. First item, second item, I guess, is, boy, we had a lot on that consent docket. Next item is to open the hearing on the proposed FY 2026-2027 operating budget. Mr. Thomas.
Mr. Mayor, members of the commission, before I get into the specifics, I prepared a few words I'd like to share. Those who either know me, I'm a man of very few words, so it took a lot for me to write this down. When I started my career some 35 years ago, I came up with a slogan that I've tried to anchor in all the cities I've managed, and that is, teamwork and communication are the keys to our success. Tonight is my last municipal budget to be presented in my 35-year career. It has been a pleasure to serve as both an elected official and an appointed city manager. Both positions provide a perspective on how local governments operate. As an elected official, you are accountable to the citizens who put you in office, and as a city manager, I work for the elected officials. Together, we build a budget that is not a burden on its citizens, but it meets the needs of the community it serves. The work we do on a local level cannot be understated. We provide the basic services citizens talk about at the kitchen table: police, fire, trash, water, sewer, streets, parks, and recreation. We are the closest to the people and know the pulse of the economic impacts of state and federal laws and regulations. We have the toughest job in government. The fiscal year 2027 budget addresses capital needs and strategic planning that will be the blueprint for future years. Today, the budget represents our best efforts to ensure revenues and expenses are equal and adequate fund reserves are available for future administrations. Sir Winston Churchill taught, someone has to take responsibility for the organization. I will, unquote. As city manager, I'm not perfect, but I take full responsibility for our mission to serve our citizens. Collectively, as elected officials and city management, we discuss priorities, debate recommendations, which allow for good public policy. Over my 35-year career, I have witnessed good public policy and bad public policy. When poor policy is enacted, the citizens suffer in that community. I quote Ronald Reagan as he stated in his inaugural address, January 20th, 1981, and I quote, "Our government has no power except that granted it by the people. All of us need to be reminded that the federal government did not create the states created the federal government," unquote. Thank you for allowing me to serve the good citizens of Kingfisher. It has been an honor to assist in laying a solid foundation for future elected officials and city managers to build on. May God bless the United States of America, the state of Oklahoma, and the city I love, Kingfisher. Now, all that being said, this is a public hearing. We have advertised the budget in the newspaper and have received no public comment. I don't know if any of the public wants to comment today, but it is balanced. There is, if you include the $400,000 for the fire engine that we'll receive in July, the total capital budget's about $1.1 million. We've balanced our revenues and our expenses. The public has been notified of the 3.8% increase in their utility bills that went out in May. And that's about it. I don't know if any of you have any questions or the public has any questions about the budget.
I would say we've been through a lot of iterations with the budget. I know you've had a lot of questions from the folks up here, and there's been some questions from the public, maybe channeled through some of the city commissioners. So I appreciate the willingness and the time that was effort in building this and answering those questions. And I appreciate your words, and we look forward to the next 6 months for sure as to the what we're going to accomplish here.
Yeah.
So any other
No,
comments?
I was gonna basically say the same thing, Mayor, and that is I think this is the most scrutinized budget. I've been, on the commission for 6 years now, maybe 7, I can't remember, but this has been the most scrutinized and the most thought out budget I think that we've had since I've been on the commission. Rightfully so, because we're in a position where we need to be very intentional about our budget and where we're gonna be spending our money and how we're gonna be handling our money and all the different major projects that we've got to see through over the next several years. So I appreciate, your efforts and Jonah's efforts and the whole staff, the whole city of Kingfisher staff that are involved in putting this together, because it was a lot. And I think we're at a good spot. It's not perfect, but I think we're at a good spot with it. So appreciate all the efforts.
Thank you. And the workshops, we have
Yeah.
workshops. I've only been on 3 of these now, but this one was presented well. There was a lot of time, effort put into the presentation this year from years past. So appreciate that, and hopefully we can continue that forward, and whoever carries the torch next. So thanks for laying those, bringing that to what it is today.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. It helps.
And to Jonah's credit, he's tried to help Jeremy and Daniel get up to speed. We've had some one-on-one conversations with them. They got on board just after our March 25th, budget session. And so there's a lot of credit to be with him. In my opinion, I'm with you, Kyle. This budget workshop went as smooth as anything, and I think we communicated what our priorities were, and then we sat and debated them and came up with something that I think is palatable for the community to accept.
Agreed.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you for that. We'll close the hearing on the proposed 2026-2027 operating budget. Do we need a motion and a second for that?
Just close it.
Okay. We'll move on and, to item 3C, the discussion possible action for comments discussed in the hearing. I don't know that we need to do anything there. So we'll move on to 3D, discussion possible action to approve resolution 2026-004, adopting the fiscal year 2026-2027 operating budget. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the 2026-2027 operating budget for the city of Kingfisher.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you.
Did you get it?
I have not yet.
I did.
I did.
All of them did it. You want me to vote for you?
Sure, I vote yes.
Okay. Okay, it passed.
Okay.
Thank you.
Item 3E, presentation by Bill Boyd of A&K Construction regarding the fire station. Mr. Thomas, do you want to?
I'll just introduce
Okay.
Bill. He's been a good friend as we've navigated this process. Some of you have asked me about the actual status. We've tried to keep you informed. We've had a few glitches. Bill is the president of A&K, and he is now also the project manager. And so I get to interact with him on a more regular basis. I've tried to keep you informed as to the status. The floor has been poured, and I don't know, Bill, when we're going to start to see things come up out of the ground, but
Starting Monday.
Monday.
First of all, thanks for letting me be here tonight. Yeah, I am president and co-owner of A&K Construction. Went to school at the University of Oklahoma and was here for 11 years working for a general contractor in Oklahoma City, and made a decision to move to Kentucky to be closer to family. But I've always had an itching to get back here, and this is my gateway to do that. So. Anyway, happy to have the work, happy to be a partner with the city on this project. It's going to be fantastic when it's done. We are on schedule to be done by the end of the year. That's our plan, that's our goal, that's what we're working towards. You will start seeing masonry walls go up next week, so there'll be something to look at over the top of the fence when you drive by, which will be exciting, and I'm sure get lots of interest from the community along with that, and probably lots of questions. But I'm happy to answer any questions or anything at any time. Jim can certainly share my contact information with all of you, and feel free to reach out to me anytime that you need to. So, do you have any questions?
other than the winter weather, Bill, you think you're going to be able to hit the milestones that we've talked about?
Yes, sir. I do.
Okay.
How far behind are we as of right now?
About a week, maybe. The rain that we got last week delayed the floor slab pour. Matter of fact, and then we canceled we had it set for last Tuesday. We made the call not to make the pour, and I knew as soon as we did, it wouldn't rain another drop, and it didn't. But if we had, we would have got a 3-inch gully washer. So, darned if you do, darned if you don't, so to speak. So it's kind of the risky nature of the business, but it is poured, and we're looking forward to getting it going vertical.
On budget,
Yes, absolutely.
a big part of it.
I hate change orders.
Yeah.
So do we.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's my biggest concern, Bill, was the fact that it took so long to get started, really.
Sure.
And then we had a few issues there. Just the likelihood of getting this constructed by the end of the year didn't seem possible to me, doesn't seem possible to me. Obviously, we're interested in a quality structure.
Absolutely.
And if we do run a little bit behind, I would rather sacrifice a little bit of time than.
We will not sacrifice quality. That's something I've never done in 34 years in the business.
Very good.
It's not going to happen.
Okay.
I will tell you, if you go on site, stop by the office. I'll give you a hard hat, if you want to walk the site. Chris Salazar owns the site. He is the superintendent on site, and He's a good guy. He's got a little bit of an edge to him, like me, but he is a good guy. And anybody that goes on that site knows who the boss is, and that's what I expect. He's the manager on the site and does a great job. So
Any issues with material deliveries, anything like that that you foresee that could
Not that
cause
I'm
a-
aware of today, no. No, things have gotten a lot better since 2020 and what we had to go through back then. So, believe it or not, I had a job in 21 that we couldn't get paint. And never imagined that we couldn't get paint. So, but no, things are definitely trending better than they were 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. So.
Bill has a good working relationship with BRW. We have regular, either a Zoom meeting or in person. Ray Holiday was passing through on his way to Nebraska last Thursday, and he and I and Bill met out on site and discussed a few things. So there's definitely an open line of communication and a spirit of teamwork between the contractor and the architect.
Any other questions of Mr. Boyd?
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thanks for
much
being
for
here.
being
Thank you,
here.
Bill. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Be a lot shorter trip if you get back to Oklahoma. All right, next item on the agenda is item 3F, the discussion and possible action on the Cowboy Roustabout exemption request for installation of an aerobic wastewater treatment system at 1611 South Main Street. Mr. Thomas, do you want to briefly give
Yeah.
us a description of
This came to my attention just a few weeks ago, and it was an issue that I guess got started when Linda was here and Jeremiah was here. There's really no way for this particular business or building, there's two buildings back there, that to tie into the sewer system. And I think if you read Jonah Humes's summary, he gave you a pretty accurate summary. The only other alternative this business has is to go under the railroad tracks and tie into a 15-inch sewer line. And I just think it would be cost prohibitive. I have been in a community where we've had to go underneath the railroad, and it is very expensive and it's very cumbersome process to do. So we would recommend that you waive the ordinance. The way the ordinance reads right now is if a business is within 300 feet of a sewer line, they need to make an effort to attach to that. But I think in this particular case, and the building in question is an office building, and then the other building is a pickleball court, if I remember right.
It's storage and.
Or storage,
Yeah.
yeah. So you're not gonna get a lot of flushing. And in talking with Brian Henry, the contractor is working with DEQ to get a permit, so that all we're doing is just waiving the city ordinance.
Jim, how many of these have we got in city limits today? Do you know?
I do not know, and Brian's concern was, Brian Henry was, we're setting a precedent. And I says, well, it's just a conditional permit. Most everybody has one, if you live within the city limits. You have to have, not aerobic system, but you have to be connected to the source.
Right, so you're not aware of any
No,
within city limits today that are,
no. So this would be a first.
I mean, I would caution there may be something still out, maybe in Meeker or something where it was outside of city limits
Oh.
and now it's built.
now in? Yeah.
But other than out there, I'm not aware of.
Yeah,
where we've
in the
talked
3 years
about.
I've been here, this is the first time it's come up as an issue.
Does he know by chance? Steve? Oh, no, Steve.
Kevin? Kevin, you're not aware of any other aerobic system in the city, are you?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, I'm not aware of anything.
And Brian and I did meet with the owner out there. I think, along with Brian, this would put an undue burden on the
Hardship, yeah.
There is a sewer main in the area. It's not a direct tie-in. It's not like in an alleyway where he can just go to it. He would have to do some piping with a lift station to even make it to our main. And
Yeah.
he would also have to try and get an easement from the property owner where that is. So we thought it was an undue burden, and we suggested this as the alternative.
Thank you.
Okay, pardon my ignorance, but is this a septic or is this the aerial of gray water?
This is the aerobic,
The aerobic.
Okay,
the aerobic
okay,
system.
that's what that,
Yeah.
okay.
That's why I emphasize it's an office building with a pickleball court, so you're not gonna have people using the bathroom every day. What little bit I know of aerobic system, it basically spreads the stuff out over the lawn, the back lawn. It'll be up against the railroad. It's up against the railroad tracks back there.
The gray
Yes,
water.
Yeah, the gray water.
the gray water, yes.
My concern with this was just I want to make sure that the discussions with the builder and the owner, they were had with the city around this.
Yes.
Around this.
Yeah.
And there were verbal commitments made by
Yes.
the city that this was gonna be okay and there wasn't gonna be any problem. And then they come across and they try to start putting the system in there and there's been a halt for a couple of months on this deal.
Right.
So I just wanted to make sure that, and I know, Jim, you've already probably taken care of this, that
Right.
if we're gonna talk to people and we're gonna commit to things, we need to have everything in writing and we need to make sure that it can be done. We have the authority, or the person who's giving the
Right.
permission has the authority to say, yeah, go ahead and do this and plan
Right.
for this. And then turn around and then we can't say, no, by the way, you gotta tie in.
This was one of those things that I got on my birthday when I was out of town. And I said, when was this done? And they said, oh, when Jeremiah was here and Linda was here. And I said, did we get anything in writing? I mean, why is this the first time I'm hearing this? And the contractor is a good guy,
It's Jerry Swartz. is the
Jerry
contractor.
Schwartz. He came in to see me and I shook his hand. He says, Jim, he says, I'm not a kind of guy that would lie, because I called one of the employees and they couldn't recall this whole conversation that took place, last year. And so I just said, well, the city's good name is here. And as Kevin said, it's going to be a financial hardship, an economic hardship on this thing. And we're just going to honor what was agreed to, 7 or 8 months ago. Or I would recommend,
So this is a special use permit.
yes,
This is gonna be,
It's not a permit, it's an exemption.
no, I'm
Just
sorry,
an
special use exemption
Yes, yes,
for this.
yes, yes.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I think I have two separate ones, one for the office building and one for the pickleball court, do you know?
no, I think it's all
It's just
one,
combined?
It
yeah,
would be a combined unit,
Okay.
yeah.
yes.
It's a barn, you've
Yeah.
seen it, right?
Yeah.
You see behind that Jacket Express and Randy's putting, he wants to be able to put some equipment in there as well as a pickleball and some
One bathroom,
workout.
probably.
Yeah, a little half
Just
bath
one
in there.
bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he's got I think 2 baths maybe inside the office building,
The
2
Cowboy
bathrooms
Express.
inside, yeah,
Yep.
and for Cowboy Express, yeah. That's where his headquarters are obviously gonna be.
Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to permit the special use exemption for the, what do you call it? Gray water?
Aerobic system.
Aerobic system.
I'll second.
Jeff, did you get it?
I have not.
Want me to vote for you?
Yes.
Are you on Wi-Fi?
I'm shown to be signed in.
So weird. You got the bug this month.
Oh, yeah, it must be this seat.
We may have to refresh it when we go into the next.
Yeah.
We'll be there in 2 hours.
Next item is item 3G, and that's the discussion and possible action to approve resolution 2026-003, reducing the speed limit on US 81 heading south.
So this item, commissioners, has been brought up a few times. ODOT requested us to do this formally through a resolution. I don't know how much you were aware. This was a new thing to me, but it's about a quarter of a mile south of Will Rogers, where it goes to 35, or it goes to 45, and then it goes up to 65 after Walmart, after Starlight. So it just moves that 35 miles an hour down a little bit. That's the first part, which is the main reason for that is to make sure safety for the new fire station, all that in and out traffic we're going to have there, slows traffic in front of the fire station. The second component of that is going to be the removal of the school zone. We've talked to the school, and Ryan, fire chief, checked and double checked that. There'll still be a crosswalk there. ODOT will be installing a new flashing, push button flash there just in case there are either at some point school or otherwise. But right now there's not a need for that school zone. So they'll remove that infrastructure and put a new little traffic not school zone. You know
Are
what I
they
mean?
proposing just one there?
Yeah, there's going to be just one crossing there, which, you know, we're responsible to maintain that moving forward. So I would say one would be plenty, because they're not cheap. So, but that's what this is, and they just want us to formally recognize this as a resolution.
So are you moving the 35 out to where, past what, McDonald's, past?
Yeah, it's going to be past it's a quarter of a mile past the Will Rogers intersection.
Right past Dollar General.
Yeah,
Or Dollar
Dollar Tree.
yeah, Dollar Tree. And then it will just,
There won't be a school zone
Yeah.
anymore.
so, yep.
I'm glad we got it pulled off before this thing gets built, because we've all stressed about it.
Yeah, and Ryan, also mentioned to ODOT that there's been a few accidents
Oh, yeah.
along that, so it's just a safety concern, and we asked for the adjustment and they agreed. So,
Chief's gonna have to watch it closely.
yeah,
You know when this is gonna get installed if we,
they move pretty quick once they've gone through all this process. I've worked with them before on similar projects. They're pretty quick. I bet we'll see it within weeks.
It's still gotta go before the traffic commission, transportation commission,
It'll be,
because it's a federal highway.
yeah, I would
Yeah.
assume that would be done on the next meeting if this is approved.
It'll go pretty quick.
Yeah, so July. Do their maintenance folks install that?
Yeah, they have a specific crew that does
Yeah.
traffic zone stuff all over the state. That's how I've worked with them before. Same people, so it's the same crew.
When's it turn from 35 right now?
What's that?
Without the school zone, when's it turn from 35 to 25? Coming north.
Right at the courthouse.
yeah, right, well, that's,
Okay, it turns to 25 at basically the courthouse before the
That intersection.
Yep,
Yeah,
okay.
there's a 25 mile
stays
per hour
25
sign,
through downtown.
Yeah.
and that doesn't change. I think it moves to 25 a little bit further south, but barely. If I'm looking at that map
Yeah, that's what I
correctly,
thought too.
it's just barely a little bit further.
We have a motion by Commissioner Whitrock. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, thanks for all the information and the detail on that you sent us.
I got it.
Thanks.
What the world? That motion carries. Next item on the agenda is item 3H, the discussion and possible action to approve Fire Chief Gibson to apply for a grant to Community Fire Assistant 80/20 grant FY 2027 in the amount of $33,000. City's part is $6,600 for 8 sets of bunker gear. Anything to add to that, Mr. Thomas?
Well, the chief would be here, but he's in New York, going over the new fire truck.
Oh.
And so he just wanted to get this on the agenda, and I told him I would carry it. So you're
It's
right.
pretty
he's-
self-explanatory.
Yeah, it's pretty
Jim,
self-explanatory.
just for people that are watching on internet, so what, can you describe what bunker gear is? So they know
You're talking about the jacket, you're talking about the boots, the pants, that,
the gear that
the gear that they use,
wear
yeah.
going into, they
Yeah.
have a lifespan.
they have a lifespan on them, and so they're rotating eight sets out.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
yeah.
Any other questions? Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve Chief Gibson to go out to grab this grant, the Community Fire Assistant 80/20 grant, fiscal year 2027.
second.
Item 3H is approved. Item 3I is discussion, possible action to approve the Oklahoma Municipal Assurance Group 2026-2027 workers' compensation plan renewal in the amount of $129,983.42.
Mr. Mayor, again, this is a self-explanatory. I will tell you, and I read Jonah's hot topics over the weekend. I think we're saving about $30,000 over what we paid last year. I will tell you, in my experience, Kingfisher is fortunate. We do not have a lot of workers' comp claims. We have knock on wood. So I was glad to see that our premium is going down. I would recommend approval.
Motion to approve item I.
Thank you.
Second.
Item 3I is approved. Item 3J is discussion and possible action to approve budget amendments. Ms. James.
Yeah, there's really not a whole lot. We did a good job at doing ours last month, so really the only correction is the airport authority. And we are transferring 50,000 over there to help them get through the bills that they have, concerning their, had a building that they were working on, and then the moving of the wetlands. Which I know there's still more coming on that, but this is what we had so far. So this is just to get us
Part
through
of their
this year.
$2.7 million extended
Yeah.
expansion.
This is the only one you get for the whole year.
Well, this has gotta make it,
right?
yeah. Would say all the other budgets turned out really good for the ones we did last month, so we didn't have to do any additional ones. So this is the only ones, is transferring them some money and showing where they're gonna spend it.
Very good. Any questions? Do we have a motion?
I'll motion to approve the budget amendment.
Second.
Okay, item 3J is approved. Item 3K is a discussion and possible action to, we're gonna move on from item
We're gonna
K.
recess the regular city council meeting.
Okay,
And you'll have to make a motion to recess to go to KPWA and second it, and I will have to
Okay.
actually do that manually for you
Okay.
guys, because we're gonna keep moving on, so nobody has to.
so we're gonna
second it.
come back to this at the end of, after everything
Yes.
else.
Yes.
So, yeah, if we could have a motion to recess the, city, well, to recess the city commission meeting to move on to Kingfisher Public Works.
I will motion to recess.
I will second.
Kyle,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Jeremy,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
okay.
Okay, we are recessed. We'll reconvene as the Kingfisher Public Works Authority. Number 2 on the Kingfisher Public Works after call to order is the consent docket. Any questions, comments, concerns regarding the consent docket?
I
If
have
not,
questions and they've been answered.
thank you. Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve consent docket.
I will second.
We do my roll call real fast. So we have extras on here. Okay. Did you get it, Kyle?
I have not gotten it yet.
Want me to vote for you?
Please, yes.
Okay.
Okay,
It passed.
it passed.
Yeah, it
Okay,
passed.
So the consent docket is approved. Move on to item 3A, which is discussion and possible action on the adoption of the fiscal year 2026, 2027 operating budget.
Make a motion to approve the fiscal year 2026-27 operating budget.
Second. We got it.
Yes, it didn't come up for some reason now. Now I've got the bug.
Sorry.
The world.
No.
Item 3A is approved. We'll move on to item 3B, which is the discussion and possible action to award Brewer Construction the bid at the cost of $251,234 in regards to the REAP grant on the fire hydrants. Mr. Thomas or Mr. Humes?
Either one of us, but I'll just tell you this, we had, I think, 7 bidders? 9 bidders. So it was very competitive. These are 19 fire hydrants that definitely need some serious attention. And it's gonna cost us an extra $125,000 over and above, if you read Jonah's Hot Topics memo on this. We would recommend it get done. When I got here 3 years ago, I think there was 35 fire hydrants that didn't work, or, you know, they opened the valves to turn them on and we couldn't get water out of them. So this is part of that list, and we would recommend spending the extra money to address this, this project. Do you add anything, Steve?
Gladly answer any questions, sir.
I mean, you spent quite a bit of time looking at them, and they definitely need some attention.
Yeah, these hydrants are old. Some of them are buried. Some of them are not usable. Most all of them except one don't have a valve in front, so there's no way to even replace the hydrant without the valve. So again, did a lot of time, worked with Joni, your GIS staff people, to try and come up with the best bid possible so the contractors know as best they can what's out
What
there.
they're bidding, yeah.
Yeah, once they start digging underground, if the GIS system's wrong, it's wrong, but that's why we included information in here for them to be able to use. So hopefully we don't have to come back and talk to y'all again about changes or amendments. But again, anything underground that's been out there for 60, 70, 80 years, it's a challenge. So good bid, good contractor. Just if it is awarded, they will start gathering materials and plan on starting the week after July 4th.
Where's Brewer out of?
Oklahoma City.
Are they gonna do this in one mobilization, or are they gonna spread it out over the fiscal year?
Well,
You
we've without knowing what's underground, they have 90 days to complete the work.
Okay.
We've worked with Brewer. I've worked with him for 30 some odd years. Kevin Brewer and his staff, they're really good at what they do. They're very friendly when it comes to things. So we've got a great contractor and a low bid. They need work, so that's why we got a good bid. So again, they've got to order the risers and the hydrants and all those type things to get them here. Then we'll get out here and start working. And if they go quick, we'll get done early. But if they get down there and we find it's called transite, which is a asbestos concrete pipe instead of a PVC or a ductile, you actually have to physically measure those to get the clamps to go on those to come off of. So there's a lot of work that goes into it. It's not just, they probably won't replace one hydrant a day. It could take several days depending on what they find.
Will there be a change order for something specific like that, or is that
So
whatever they find is included?
So whatever they find is we've put that information in. Any unforeseen circumstances. I mean, if we put in 4 and 6 inches, if we cut down there and we find a 2-inch line, there's some changes we'll have to do. Or if we find a 12-inch line or a 10-inch line, we don't anticipate that, but I've seen stranger things buried in some communities in the past. So we think we've got a great bid. We've got a great contractor. Worked with the best information we had available to get this out. So everything, as we knocked a little while ago, everything should go smoothly. We just want to make sure, we've talked to Mr. Cahoon here as well, because he's going to have to help shut the water off to these areas.
Yeah.
Because if not, then you're trying to replace the hydrant under full pressure. It's a little challenging. not so bad in the summer. It's really bad in the winter. But so anyway, he'll work with him. And if we cannot get the water off, that's what the alternate is. We put a couple of things in here to be able to put some valves in. We don't want to use those because they are very expensive. Once we get the hydrants, they'll have their own valve in front, but to shut the water off is a challenge. So hopefully we can shut off areas. Community will be patient as that area is shut down and get the hydrant, get it back on and go from there.
Are they all over town? Sorry.
Do it.
Yes, there's a list, and we can kind of tell you. I mean, I could read it, or we can provide that. I can just give you a couple locations if you want. Kings Drive and Karen Lane, Will Rogers Drive, Will Rogers Place, 7th and Say, 8th and Overstreet, 10th and Overstreet, 8th and Locust, 7th and Toronto, 8th and Irwin, 10th and Bowman, 9th and Bowman, 7th and Bowman.
I see it right here.
Yeah, so they're
All
kind
over
of,
the place.
yeah.
And Commissioner, I'll tell you, the fire chief is the one that recommended these. Their guys have to go out and test the hydrants themselves, and so it's not like we came up with this list on our own. And he just said, Jim, this is a bigger project than I have done, and so I reached out to Steve and said, have you guys had any experience in this and helping us put a bid package together? Because as he said, I want to make sure the contractor knows exactly what they're bidding, you know, that they're going in eyes wide open.
Right.
And Steve's eyes were wide open, but
But
he
you
went
don't-
around with a fire
You still
chief.
don't know what you don't know, and that,
That's
there's
true.
a potential problem.
Yeah.
So, total fire hydrants in the city, remind us, do you have that number?
320,
320? So we're hitting
330?
10% of these. How many more fire hydrants are on the list to be replaced or should be replaced?
Another 20.
Another 20.
Probably, and we'll go after the big grant. Ryan wants to keep going after that until we get the ones he knows are problematic.
As we should.
Yeah, for sure.
So for instance, with the information over here, the one right here on First and Broadway, it's kind of buried down in a
It is
hole
buried,
next to a
that's correct.
drainage structure. That is actually, it's either connected to a 1 or a 2-inch line. So I hope the fire department has not opened that one because that line would not be there. So we're actually moving it to a 4-inch line so that it's in a better place, better condition, to get more flow. So those are the things we looked at. The rest of them are going back in their places. And again, if you put in here, we put in here to replace some of the concrete, some of the asphalt, some of the sidewalk. If you don't include that, contractor didn't know how much he's gonna do, so he just jacks up his price. So now we've got a unit price for it. We'll watch what he does. If he over excavates, we're not gonna pay for that. Just needs to take out what he needs, but he'll get paid for what he does. So more clarity.
Last year we had that one that was in the tree.
Yeah, that's right. I took a picture of that puppy.
Yep.
Motion to approve item B. And thank you for that information.
Thank you.
We have a second?
We need a second.
I'll second.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, your motion.
Motion carries, so item 3B is approved. Good to see you weren't the low bidder.
Try not to be the little.
Next item's item 4 is to adjourn as the Kingfisher Public Works Authority. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Tyler,
Yes.
did you guys get it?
I keep refreshing to see, but no,
I
mine's still.
resent it. Let's see if it goes. Or I'll just fix it. Did it go?
No.
Okay, Jeff,
Yes.
Jeff Whitrock,
Yes.
and then Jeremy.
Yes.
Okay. We're moving slow.
Okay, we are adjourned as Kingfisher Public Works Authority. Next, we will reconvene as the Kingfisher Recreational Authority.
We've got to get this fixed.
You good, Miss Brittany?
I'm behind you just a second.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me fix this for you guys. When somebody's absent, I have to go fix roll call every time. Okay, I'm good for you, go.
Okay. First item on the Kingfisher Recreational Authority meeting is a consent docket. Any questions, comments? Those that have not been addressed, if not, do we have a motion?
Make a motion to approve consent docket.
I'll second.
Did it go?
I'm having trouble. It doesn't pull up anything for me when I refresh.
At least show consent docket.
Okay, Kyle,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Jeff Whitrock,
Yes.
Edmund Jeremy.
Yes.
You passed, that motion passed.
Okay. Item 3A is the discussion and possible action to approve the fiscal year 2026-2027 operating budget.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2026-2027 operating budget.
Second.
Okay, now see if it works.
Oh, yep, I got it.
I did.
Okay,
Just when she's on her last straw, she gets back on again.
She redeems herself.
I know, right? Okay, you passed.
Okay, item 3A is approved. Item 3B is the discussion and possible action to approve Hardesty to install boilers at the cost of $98,519. Mr. Humes.
So this item before you was budgeted for fiscal year 26. We mentioned that in those hot topics. We had budgeted $100,000. The bids, this one came in under 100. The other two were over 100. And so, like I mentioned in that, if they all had come over 100, we would have had to gone out to sealed bids, so we'd have redone it. Thankfully, they didn't, and we were able to get this hopefully on this year's fiscal budget. And if so, then next year's budgeted item that we approved will no longer be used for those boilers. So the bids are good. I verified, I don't know a lot about pools, but I did verify with one of my contacts that the equipment is a name brand and well used everywhere. And so there's your typical warranties, your 1-year warranty, 10-year parts, or 10-year limited. So none of those were a major concern to me personally. So we'd recommend the boilers. We have one operating boiler right now. The other one is not operating, and when they don't operate, we shut down. So
We're moving outside, all stainless steel to go out there, building a structure, new concrete, building a structure, and the structure is just a canopy over the boilers? Not a
no,
building?
their weather, the protectant is for the screen that's built into the actual boiler. There's not a canopy. You can't put a canopy over them by law, like because they're boilers, and there's just some regs there. So there's not a canopy over the top of these boilers, but they're built to be outdoor boilers to handle the weather. So when you read if you read, that's where I was confused at first, but the protectant is for the screen, the operating screen that you touch screen on.
I thought it mentioned something that was
That's
separate.
something separate that was bid in conjunction with this at $795, but that's to protect another thing that the director down at the
air
pool.
pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay.
that's not part of this in the official quote for the boilers.
Time frame?
It's 2 to 3 week lead time on the boilers is what we were told, and I'm guessing 3 to 6 weeks on installation once they get all the parts. So that's why we're kind of pushing it on some of the timing there. But either way, we have budgeted the same amount of money will come out either way, whether it hits this fiscal year or next. Ideally, we get it done this year.
Mm-hmm.
If not, then it is budgeted. It's just over budgeted for next year because we anticipated it coming in a lot higher than it was originally. So
Does this also help in regards to the corrosion that we see inside? I mean, will that,
that's why we're moving it outside, is to deal with
that's what
the
I thought.
corrosion and hopefully add a little bit of longevity to those. But yeah, and we have a maintenance agreement now in place too with the company that will help moving the boilers forward. Those boilers weren't under a maintenance agreement for, probably 10 years of the last 15.
Mayor, are you speaking of the corrosion inside the building or
Yes.
the boilers themselves?
yeah, inside the
Yeah.
building is what I was referring to.
Yeah,
will
so
help with the
this won't help the
inside?
inside corrosion because the inside corrosion's with the chlorine.
That's the one.
This will help protect the boilers from that
Yeah,
corrosion.
for sure.
Yeah, But no, the corrosion on the inside will still be, but we're gonna work on getting those repainted with corrosion protectant paint and those types of the piping. We think, I asked the guy who did one of these quotes, he doesn't think the pipes are too far gone. He thinks that they can be salvaged as far as protected. So that's something we'll just work internally with maintenance budgets to try to get those redone. So hopefully protect those for a few more years, because it looks real bad, but yeah.
So, but Savannah, for the mayor's point, we're no longer having chlorine gases leaking in there.
No, the chlorine, yes. Now the gas line is what I had to get repaired, was the actual gas line.
Okay, all right.
Part of that gas line runs to those boilers, so part of that corroded pipe will be gone by taking the boilers outside.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
Yep.
The big issue is that you're always gonna have the pit of chlorine water
Yeah, okay.
there.
And I asked similar questions. Is this normal? Like, this is every boiler room or every room with this chlorine. It's just a challenge. And usually they'll put non-corrosive material in there, especially current day manufacturer. So it's just pretty normal to see what we're seeing, is what I was told, as far as with what we have in there. Now, again, he said I would have put these types of pipes that aren't corrosive, and that's where we'll eventually get to when we replace those. But I think we can protect them at a lower cost for now. So we recommend approval of the bid.
Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve Hardesty to install boilers at the pool for $19,919. Outside.
Thank you.
Thank you, Savannah.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? Item 3B is approved. Next item is item 4. Do we have a motion for adjournment?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you. We are adjourned. We will reconvene. We go into the special projects, right?
Yes.
Right. As the Special Projects Authority. Item number 2 is the consent docket.
Where are we going?
Special projects.
Any questions, comments regarding the consent docket? Claims? Do we have, if not, do we have a motion for approval of consent?
Motion to approve consent docket.
Second.
There we go.
Sorry, guys.
You got it.
Working.
Got a lot to do there.
Okay, the consent docket is approved. Item 3A is the discussion possible action on adopting the FY 2026-2027 operating budget. Do we have a motion?
Motion to adopt the fiscal year 2026-2027 operating budget.
Second.
Item 3A is approved. Do we have a motion for adjournment?
Motion for adjournment. I'll second.
We are adjourned. Are we gonna reconvene as the hospital authority?
Yep, that's the next one, yes.
Okay, first item on the agenda of the hospital authority meeting is the consent docket.
Give me a second, I'm right behind you, sorry.
Okay. baseball game, we would be hearing Jeopardy.
Okay. I'm
Good.
trying to- Yeah.
Okay,
Make a motion to, what, we need to make a motion to approve consent document?
yes, sir. Do we have a second?
Second.
Consent docket is approved. The next item is item 3A, discussion and possible action on review and confirmation of appropriations of the 1% dedicated sales tax. Any questions, comments? Do you want to speak to that at all,
The
Mr.
only thing I
Thompson?
would say to the commission, and especially to the new commissioner, this equates to about $1.5 million. And I was always under the impression that the ordinance, the money was supposed to go directly to pay off the bond on the building. Jonah has looked at the ordinance, and there's some flexibility in there. They could use it for both the bond and the operation, Jonah.
Yeah, salaries.
And the other thing he found out, we're supposed to have a seat on the board out there. And I'm gonna recommend in the next month or so that the mayor and I go out there and visit with the chief executive officer and find out who we can appoint or get on that board. Because that loan is gonna be coming due or ending up, getting paid off in the next 4 or 5 years. And there's gonna have to be some real serious discussion about keeping that penny to help us deal with some of our infrastructure needs going forward. We could definitely use that penny and a half to deal with that 19 million that the mayor and I have been talking about that we need to spend for the next 10 years. But I think we do need to, I didn't realize we were supposed to have a seat on the board so that we could be informed as to what's going on out there. And there's gonna have to be a decision made, you know, when that bond gets paid off. So I just put that out there.
So question, Mr. Humes or Mr. Thomas, if that allows, so our bond payment can be delayed based upon how they choose to use that?
No, Nita was looking into this too. They pay about $89,000 a month towards the loan, and then they'll balloon payment as well. There was a $700,000 balloon payment to the loan, so it looks like they're spending most. That's about $1 million a year for sure. That's going just by the monthly payments, and then however they're doing that, they are putting a significant amount more also towards paying off the loan. So it's not like they're just using that $1 million a year and then spending the $500,000 on whatever else. They can, and they may be, and then just saying, okay, we got this excess, let's input that. So those are some of the questions that we're trying to.
So the agreement gives them that flexibility.
From what I see, I mean, yeah, again, there's still some unknowns there, so we're looking into that. But it looks on the surface, and Anita can agree or disagree that everything's totally above board, and they're using the money like we anticipated. I think they have about $5 million left on the loan, and we direct pay into their checking account.
And it
with the
started out
sales
to be
tax.
about 30 million when they
Yeah.
originally.
Yep, and then I don't remember, there was a big, huge drop in the loan
They
amount.
refinanced.
Yeah, and so they went from like 20 million to 11 million, so they probably got some money during COVID, and helped pay down that loan, so.
So could you remind some of us, I don't know that I've ever gotten the absolute clear understanding of this. That money was used to take basically infrastructure out there, right? As well as build the building?
Yeah, it was for the full project, yeah,
So we extended water, sewer, whatever we needed to, the power.
I believe so.
City owns the building at the end of the day?
I do not believe
I
so,
don't think so.
no.
Who
Hospital.
Mercy.
The hospital.
Mercy or, okay,
No, I'm sorry, the hospital, I'm sorry. Yeah,
the hospital board, okay.
Yeah.
the hospital board.
And the hospital board is appointed by the, who?
That I don't know, that all predates me, I've not
It's a
dug
good
into
question,
it.
it's a good question, we can find that
But
out.
we do have a seat on the board.
It appears to be so with what I've read. Again, that we're all early days on this. There's a lot of stuff I'm finding out. So that's, even if that's not exactly what, you know, I'm not an attorney, so, but it does talk about being on the board and having a place on there. And so,
We have one an attorney that can look at that.
yeah, exactly. So, like I said,
He's on retainer.
yeah. So this, what's before you obviously is just keeping that going. Every year we got to revisit this penny and just for our fiscal responsibility.
But I think as we get closer and closer to paying that off,
Yeah.
we definitely need to have a seat so that we can share back
Yeah.
with the commissioners, whether it's the city manager or a member of the board, because that's gonna be a tough decision. They're gonna have to go back to the public and say, either we need this penny extended, or we're gonna go to the public and say, we really need this penny for the challenges that the city
Who
has.
issued the, I mean, the hospital board wasn't created until this was passed, correct?
There
And
might
so,
have been
the city
something
commission-
before, but the city created and did the bond work for
Right.
it initially, and of course now the bond is closed out and it's shifted over to the loan at F&M.
Right. So the city commission would have to agree to go back to the voters for
Yes,
that one.
yes,
Yeah.
you'd have to-
Yeah.
yes, that's correct.
Yeah, there's an automatic clause, once the loan's paid off, the penny goes out.
The agreement that the hospital currently has with, I assume it's the hospital authority that has the agreement with Mercy. It's not the city,
Correct.
The hospital board.
the hospital board.
The only thing the hospital authority does is takes that one penny and transfers it over to
Right.
that loan account.
Right.
So the hospital board is who has the agreement with Mercy, as I understand it.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions? Do we have a motion?
So we're gonna approve motion to confirm the appropriations of the 1% sales tax.
Right.
Second.
You did make a motion, didn't you?
I said that kind of backwards.
Okay, we have a second. All right.
We had a second before I was done. That was more of a question, I'm sorry. I'll make the next one really clear.
Item 3A is approved. Item 4A is the adjournment. Do we have a motion for adjournment?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Those motions to adjourn.
I am, all right.
New window.
We are adjourned. We are going to we need a motion to
We're gonna go
reconvene
back to the city.
as the
So
city
50
commissioners.
second. Yeah, cause I closed that out, so hold on, let me get back.
Okay.
And then we'll go back to the city one. I have too many meetings on here. So we'll reconvene at 6:33. Okay, I need a motion.
I'll make a motion to reconvene.
Second,
Second.
Kyle,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Jeremy,
Yes.
and Jeff.
Okay, we are reconvened as the city commission. The next item on the agenda is item 3K. Discussion and possible action to enter into executive session per 25 Oklahoma statute 307B1 for appointment for city attorney, municipal judge, city clerk, treasurer, and city manager. Do we have a motion?
Motion to enter executive session.
Second.
Convene as city commission.
I will second.
Oh, man. I went to sleep, my computer did.
Yeah, I got it.
I got some.
I did too.
I got it.
Okay. Did you get it?
I did.
Yeah, I already voted.
I just have to relog in. It says contact support, and I've already had this conversation with them. So give me just a second to log back in. And I'm making sure.
Okay. Nope. False alarm. I thought it was approved. What in the world?
You looking at the voting results?
Yeah.
Does it show me out?
No, it's going through we're on 3K is what this shows.
Which is where
Yeah,
we should
that's
be.
right.
Jeff Whitrock was the only one that didn't vote on this
No,
one.
yes.
Okay. Okay.
Thanks a lot, Kyle.
Vote's back over to you.
Okay, let's see if we move on.
Yeah, so we reconvened on 3L, right?
Yeah.
So the next item is 3M, discussion and possible action to reappoint Brittany Laddick as the city clerk as required by Article 2, Section 2.3 of the Kingfisher City Charter. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second with the contingency that at all of our executive sessions that Brittany, you have snacks for us.
There was a
No.
pizza cutter.
I know.
I'm just kidding. I
Oh, no, it's on the record.
No, yeah, you said you were gonna put it on the record.
It's there. There'll be a plethora of snacks.
I almost took the snacks off your off your desk, but
You could have. I would have not said anything.
He was sniffing around over there.
I have a little bit of snack. I got a lot of snack. Jeff Whitrock.
Yes. Really? Am I still out?
Yeah, hold on. Let me see if I can. Okay.
Yeah, so that 3M is approved.
It's okay.
Welcome back, Brittany.
Thank you.
Item N is the discussion possible action to reappoint Anita James as city treasurer as required by Article 2, Section 2.3 of the Kingfisher City Charter.
Motion to reappoint Anita James as city treasurer.
second.
Are you in?
I'm a yes.
Item N is approved. Item O, discussion and possible action to discuss the city manager's position. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to continue with Jim as city manager with. See, we're doing no COLA.
No cost of living,
No
right?
cost of living raise between now and the end of his contract.
Right.
And then, but we are going to grant him 140?
60
No.
hours.
160 hours of vacation between now and the end of his contract.
Do we have a second? Thank you.
Hold on. Can you just send that to me?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And it would be PTO and not vacation.
Yeah, it's
Well, yeah, I
PTO.
apologize, PTO.
Effective July 1.
Effective
Kyle made the motion and you seconded. Okay. And Jeff.
Yes.
Okay, it passed.
Motion carries. Item 3M, or 3,
P.
yeah, 3O, I'm sorry. 3P is next, discussion and possible action to appoint Jared Harrison as city attorney and to enter into contract for said legal services. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay. Do we have a second?
Second. Hey, I refreshed and I got it.
All you gotta do is refresh.
Last time I refreshed it.
3P is approved. Item 3Q is discussion possible action to appoint Kurt Ballenbach as municipal judge and to enter into contract for said services. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to appoint Kurt Ballenbach as municipal judge to enter into contract said services.
I'll second.
Okay, no,
I got lost, I got kicked out,
okay,
so give me a second to get
Okay.
back in. And then we're almost done, sorry. I just sent an email to them.
Can we rethink her appointment?
I know, right?
We're gonna continue.
oh, well,
Gotta rethink the software.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
it's going through it.
We have a lot on here.
Okay, item 3Q is approved. Item 3R is the financial report by Anita, city treasurer.
Are newly appointed for the next 5 years.
Okay.
She's in.
No,
11th month in. We're at a loss on both the general and the public works. Really, the only thing that stands out is the fact that we had 3 payrolls. Twice a year, we have 3 payrolls, and that was this one. So the $85,000 loss for May, wages. I mean, really, the only unusual thing in there, because really the guys are pretty good at their budgets right now. We did get $100,000 from 522 for reimbursement of some purchases in the fire department. I don't even remember what they were, but the stuff that you guys approved last month or the month before. Over the year for city side, it's a $313,000 loss, mostly due probably sales tax performance, and a little bit 522 came in below what we expected. I expect July's payment to be pretty good, is from what we're hearing from actually the 522 board themselves. So, Public Works, $5,647 loss. Utilities are improved a little bit, but still just been mild. This month is kind of looking that way too, not counting today. It's kind of, we're back and forth for weather. We're not that strong heat that's going to keep all the air conditioners running. So we're at a $921,000 loss for the year. And hopefully we'll improve on that next month. I'm just not sure where we need to sell a lot. Everybody turn your air conditioner on. It's really been a mild year, and we're weather strong on that budget. And we had some extra repair costs in Public Works this year. As far as the banking goes, our end of month unencumbered balance is $8.3 million. So we're good there. We've been spending some of our fire money, and actually we're going to spend some when they get Will Rogers done, and we're going to cash in some of the CDs that we've had there. Did get our sales tax in, and it is, at least it's not down. It's up over last year by $2,000. So, but that sales tax and use tax both came in under what we budgeted. So, and use tax is like 16%. Was it 16? Yeah, 16% down from last year, and I can't tell you why, because I don't 100% understand use tax.
So Anita, for the commissioners, the individual budgets should be at 92%.
Yes.
As I reviewed the financials for May, nobody had hit 92%. So even though the numbers sound bad, when we close out the fiscal year, unless they go hog crazy in the next 2 or 3 weeks, we should be all right.
Yes. We're going to come out. Nobody's going to go over budget. We did the budget amendments last month, and everybody is really held in their spots.
Right.
So if something does totally blow us out of the water, we are able to do transfers from like fire to police or little things there, but to fix it. But
I'm just saying, from my perspective, as the manager reviewing the individual departments as of the end of May, no one was even close to 92% of the budget year.
And I don't see anything on the horizon causing
and
any
I
of
don't
that
either.
to go array. So.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Nita.
yeah. It's kind of interesting because the state sales tax and use tax is up as of today. I saw
Oh,
earlier.
is it? Oh.
So it's Don't really know what is behind that here in the city, but would like to understand that a little bit better. Let me go back here, sorry. Jeez Louise.
City manager report.
Yeah, okay. Next item on the agenda is the city manager report. Do you have anything
I don't, Mayor.
left to?
I've said all that I can, and I think Jonah's hot topics last week hit a lot of things that I would have shared with you tonight, so he did a good job.
Okay. Any questions of the city manager that haven't been asked? Okay. Next item is item 4. Do we have a motion for adjournment?
Go ahead.
I'll make a motion since I've been doing it all night.